their suspect hiding in a patch of dried tumbleweed, likely exhausted, dehydrated, and now fully surrounded.
All units, if you see the drone, we're almost directly above her. She is laid completely on her side and has an object up to her head in brown shrubbery.
The object in question is a gun, quickly turning the situation into a crisis negotiation.
Okay, Mia, I'm here to talk to you. I'm here to help you through this. I know that you're going through a rough time right now, and that's okay. I'm here to help you out. Need you to put the weapon down and put your hands up in the air so we can know that we can talk safely, okay?
Can't do that.
Okay, why can't you do that, Mia?
I need to contact.
She wants to talk to the prosecutor.
The officer explains that because of the firearm, they can't bring a prosecutor to the location, as this would put him in harm's way. With Mia difficult to hear, the negotiator heads to a better location, positioning himself behind a wall for cover as he calls out again.
Mia, this is Tyler with the St. George PD. Okay.
I just said.
That sounds like you're on a tough time.
Wow. Nobody wants to hire a transplant.
An officer takes off her body cam, placing it on the wall where it can capture the sound of Mia's voice more clearly. Hiding in the bramble and still holding the gun, Mia begins shouting about a previous altercation with a former landlord.
Right after he left, he threatened to shoot me in the balls or threatened to kill me slowly. He bought the gun 3 weeks before the incident.
Well, I can tell you this, Mia. I can definitely look
And none of my family believed me. Or the cops, or the goddamn hospital.
Just 2 weeks earlier, Mia contacted the St. George Police Department, claiming the landlord brandished a shotgun and installed listening devices in the home that caused headaches. A cousin who had recently offered Mia a place to stay was able to give more details to investigators.
She was yelling about she had lost some money in a scam, and then she was saying somebody at her residence had pointed a gun at her, and it was traumatic, and then I was like, okay. And then she started saying, and anyways, he was poisoning me anyway, and he was putting devices that produced radiation near me, and microphones in the walls, and I said, all right. And I realized at that point, you can't argue with somebody who's that far gone.
Oh, like, how's she been the last few days? Like, anything, like...
I mean, delusional and paranoid, mentally ill. I mean, I can't put it any more frank than that. Not making sense.
Yeah, I believe you. I don't think that that's something that you would make up. I absolutely believe you. And after...
Yeah, you may believe that.
And after this...
You investigating it all.
And I can look into
And
that.
you know what? You're not the only person that has had that happen to. There's a 15-year-old kid. Gun pointed at him. And what did the cops do? Nothing.
With Mia armed, on edge, and potentially suffering from delusions, the negotiator tries to calm the situation by discussing the earlier demand for a prosecutor.
Well, what would you like to say to the prosecutor?
I want the death penalty via fire squad, and I want it in written notice.
Oh, Mia, that hurts my heart that you want that. That you
Nothing
feel that that's your...
else would live for.
Well, Mia, I'm sure there's lots to live
There's
for.
nothing, dude. That's why this. Why do you think I killed them over the surgery? That was my last hope.
According to Mia, the surgery was for gender reassignment.
So, Mia, I'm just curious, how long have you wanted this surgery?
All my life.
And I know you kind of talked about, like, your family, were they on board at all? Or were they just so against it?
Well, they acted like they were not against it, but they were. Especially my mother. Trust me, dude, I tried and tried and tried for over 7 years to get away from that abusive family. I moved to Washington because I knew I was gonna either kill my or kill somebody, and I needed to go. Just Tell them I want the death penalty by firing squad.
The negotiator changes the subject, bringing the conversation back to the motive behind the murders.
So I'm curious, how much does a surgery like that cost?
30,000.
30,000. Wow.
I had it all set up.
And what happened with that?
Apparently, my mom called the hospital.
And what did she tell him?
I don't know exactly, but she basically said that she was against the surgery and that she shouldn't get it. I was pissed at her so much. I wanted her to call the hospital back and say I was mad because of all this gatekeeping bull.
According to Mia, Gail Bailey told the hospital there were mental health concerns, which is what led to the cancellation. Mia's cousin had shared similar sentiments based on recent behaviors.
She's taking, massive amounts of hormones for her transition, but she's on estrogen and testosterone blockers. That's got to affect your mind in some way, and it probably did not good things to her brain. This has been recently where I'm like, what the are you talking about? She's clinically insane at this moment.
First, let me answer this. Do you have extensive technology knowledge?
I would say I know a fairly good amount.
Okay. Well, you know Stephen Hawkins, his little brain device, it makes him talk.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's solar powered, and it can filter words.
Really?
Yeah, and it can X-ray. The hospital wouldn't give me the blood results. I had 3,000 times the level of radiation in my blood, and they said I was right.
So I'm curious, where do you think you got the radiation from?
From that device for several months.
Okay, I can see what you're talking about with that.
I don't know how it does it. It makes like a subsonic sound.
Okay.
I've been trying to look for months.
So with the radiation levels that high, what have you looked into? What?
Well, apparently it can read my thoughts.
With Mia seemingly disconnected from reality, the negotiator changes the subject once again. For a while, they discuss Mia's past employment working with children with special needs. 30 minutes into the negotiations, it seems as though the rapport building is helping to put Mia at ease, but it's clear the danger is not fully behind them. Meanwhile, an officer makes a call to provide an update on the situation and shares a keen observation.
I feel like we're making some good rapport, and then she'll swing back around to my life is over. And when she does that, she transitions her voice back to a male voice. But when she's building rapport, she'll talk more like feminine or female. It's quite interesting, actually.
Dude, my life's over, dude.
It's not over, Mia.
You both know it. Don't bull me with the police tactics. Come on.
With hope waning, the negotiator offers Mia a possible future to look forward to.
I've heard of, when people go to jail, I've heard of them, in some cases, the state paying for surgeries.
Yeah, well, do you think I'm going to go to a woman's prison without the surgery? Certainly not going to try to live on, even in prison, without the surgery.
Okay, Mia, well, I just got word back from the prosecutor, and he says he's willing to talk. No promises, but needs you to give up first.
I could have just killed and let those pieces win, like everybody else in my life. But no, I wanted to drag them with me.
Nearly an hour into the standoff, the negotiator learns that the prosecutor has arrived on the scene and is willing to talk to Mia, on the condition the gun is safely secured.
Tell him the second option then. You can't fulfill it first.
What's
Call
that?
it Plan B.
What's that?
We'll call it Plan B.
Okay, what's Plan B?
Get the surgery.
You still want to get the surgery?
Yeah. You can't be put in a men's prison though.
And that's something that you can work with the prosecutor and judge, is that's what you can talk about and say, hey, look, this is what I want. This is what I would like to see happen. And then you guys talk about and come up with a plan.
With the promise that Mia can discuss it with the prosecutor in person, the negotiator asks that the gun be tossed aside.
Clip's empty.
It looks empty?
The dumb I didn't get.
Okay.
I'm gonna save the last round for me.
After reassuring Mia that no one will use excessive force during the arrest, a peaceful surrender is finally secured.
Watch the up! Keep your hands where I can see them! Okay, go down on your knees. Go down on your knees. Put your hands on the ground in front of you.
Here?
Yes. Slide your body back until you're laying on your face.
Okay, like this.
Slide your legs back until you're laying down. Stick your arms out by your sides. Keep going. Turn your palms up. Do not move.
Mia is then handcuffed and searched for additional weapons.
I can't really hide anything with skinny jeans.
Officers moved to secure the gun and later confirm it was not loaded and no bullets had been ejected into the field.
Hi, Mia. It's me, Tyler. Good to finally put a face to the voice.
Yeah.
I appreciate you working with me.
State trooper look.
State trooper look. I don't know to take offense to that or not, but...
It's not offense.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Before heading to the police station, Mia is introduced to the prosecutor, who will soon join the detective in the interrogation room. There, Mia will make a chilling confession, revealing the final moments of Joseph and Gail Bailey.
I'm gonna reach my pants to talk. That's okay.
What is it you're doing?
Reach my pants to talk, because I don't want to see this thing.
Oh. Can you just sit down? I'm not you reaching in your pants. I don't know. I didn't search in your pants, so.
Okay. I hate this thing.
The detective and prosecutor both arrive, and once Miranda rights are read, Mia explains the anger that came after learning the scheduled gender reassignment surgery was canceled.
Just say I was very furious, and I asked her, I don't want to hear excuses. I want to hear, an explanation, and I'm sorry, and I'll do something about it.
Good.
Anyway, she can't say sorry to save her life, apparently. Had one thing going on, and she took that away from me. I told her I was going to kill her several times, and I needed this so bad, and my mental ability was declining, and that's why I needed that surgery. I knew I was going down regardless, but I was like, well, enough is enough. I'm taking somebody with me.
So that's
I rushed over to my parents to do the deed.
Okay, when you say do the deed, what do you mean?
Kill them.
To kill them?
I don't regret it. I hate them.
Okay.
Mia adds that the gun used to commit the murders was not the same one that was confiscated by police a year earlier. Instead, Mia went to a pawn shop and sold it before buying a new one.
Were you able to tell me what happened at your parents' house?
I got parked there and pointed the gun. I told myself,
get the crown, save the town, and Mr. Krabs.
That hesitant, like always. And I ran the door and shot her first.
Lululemon.
The heat is so intense from this lamp that I can't move.
Tell me about it. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to follow my fucking burner.
This doesn't look too good, Patrick.
You mean? My main account. I almost followed somebody.
And Mr. Krabs!
I don't even
Get the
think we're
crown,
gonna
stay at the
be able
town,
to
and
save
Mr.
ourselves,
Krabs.
buddy.
You mean we're not gonna get the crown, save the town, and
Mr. Krabs?
I don't even think we're gonna be able to save ourselves.
Slow down, you on your way to an overdose. Plus he's getting way too emotional, way too much time alone. Though the guys, I'm head home. I got a trauma bomb, and look at what I've stumbled on.
True, Patrick.
You mean that we're attractive?
No, that we're just kids.
Us niggas sitting on your couch with pajamas on, thought I was the only one.
We were doomed from
I
the
dare you
start.
have a nigga in your house eating Papa John's. Where you get that money from?
Come close to the crown.
Looking at how far we come, I bought your first varsity run. Guess we had an awesome run. Ever since I lost my mom, you were like my foster mom. Hold me like your only son. Hold me like the homies in the shop when they hold their guns.
Yeah. The place
Hold me like a trophy in the sky when they know they won.
Okay, now you're starting to
Wasn't it always this way? Isn't it always this way? Wasn't it always?
Shell City is a gift shop? But if this is Shell City, then where's the crown?
Couldn't it all be so simple?
This is Shell City. We did make it.
I guess we did.
We did all right for a couple of goofballs. I'm a goofy goober, yeah. You're a goofy goober, yeah. We're all goofy goobers, yeah. Goofy, goofy, goober, goober.
That's the end of SpongeBob. Come here, you.
Shut up and look at the screen.
The bird's right. Look, it be the tear of the Goofy Goobers.
Hey, we're alive! Let's get that crown.
Right.
Jeffy, we're home from dinner. Oh, God, he's drunk.
Marvin, ever since Jeffy turned 21, he hasn't stopped drinking.
Jeffy, listen, I know you're drunk because like, you're 21, you can drink now, but you're not supposed to be drinking. Jeffy.
Mom, Mommy, and Daddy are dead. All aboard the no-parent train.
Jeffy, no more blowing into the bottle.
Oh, I can do it without the bottle.
What? How's he doing
I don't know, Marvin.
I can even do it with my butthole.
I don't know. There's someone at the door. Hello?
Dance battle!
Oh, shit.
You go first. Get out of my house with that weak ass shit.
You're at my house.
My turn.
Oh, damn. Oh, shit.
I'm back.
Fuck. Oh my God. Damn. Oh, ouch. Oh.
You just got served by the 8th Judicial District of the state of Nevada.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Apparently you trashed a hotel room in Vegas.
Oh, for Jeffy's 21st birthday, we did.
Yeah. So, you just got served twice.
Oh, God.
Who's at the door, Marvin?
You gave Jeffy another beer?
No, I didn't give it to him.
No more drinking, Jeffy.
Denied it. how good was his dancing?
Pretty fucking good.
Well, you'll get him next time, Marvin.
Not in these shoes. But listen, I got sued by Las Vegas.
What? Why?
Because we trashed the penthouse for Jeffy's 21st birthday.
You did what?
Happiest day of my life? Hookers.
What?
Okay, we didn't do anything with him. That was Chef Pete. Listen. Main point is I'm getting sued and we don't have any money. Hopefully the judge goes easy on me.
Marvin, the judge isn't gonna go easy on you with your face tattoo.
I forgot my stupid face tattoo and my nose piercing. I look like a thug. Anybody with a face tattoo has no future.
Yeah, Marvin, you look terrible.
Oh, the judge is gonna think I'm some type of hoodlum with this face tattoo. I have to get this tattoo removed.
Please do. I don't like it, Marvin.
I don't like it either. I didn't get it on purpose. Let me call a doctor and see if they can do like a skin graft or remove this tattoo.
I'll rub my tip. Hey there, somebody call a bald doctor?
Oh, you're still bald?
Yeah, we're waiting for that to grow back in. You know, it's cold everywhere I go, and I'm not really ready to be a hat guy yet. And no, before you ask, the carpet does not match the drapes. I got a Speedo full of brittle. It's like I'm smuggling Bob Ross in my panties. Yes, I wear my wife's panties, okay? So what? I like it. They feel snug. The thong part's kind of weird, though. It's like I'm flossing my ass. And let's just say I have a lot of food in my teeth. In my ass. What I'm saying is I have a lot of dingleberries. You don't really realize how bad you are at wiping until you wear a thong. It really gets up into those places you can't reach. But hey, dirty ass big bush, am I right, Marvin? Up top. Hell yeah.
So...
Is that why you called me or what?
That's not why I called. No. So, I got served papers from Las Vegas. We're being sued by... Well, I'm being sued for that penthouse that we wrecked.
Classic.
So, I have to go in front of a judge, and I don't want this tattoo because it makes me look bad, so I was wondering if you could remove my tattoo.
Oh, I actually don't know how to do that.
What, you don't know how to remove a tattoo?
No, I mean, I know how to do all kinds of stuff, you know? I can do open heart surgery, I can build a house. I've been to the moon, but that's one of the few things I don't know how to do. I don't know how to remove a tattoo, or wipe my ass properly, or shave my pubes.
Oh, well... I mean, come on, you have to know how to do a skin graft. You can put skin over my tattoo.
See, that's another thing. That's another thing I never figured out how to do. Because, like, what do I do with the part I'm taking the skin off of? Is it just, like, bare and bleeding? I don't get that either.
I thought they could take skin from your butt and put it on your face.
Now, why would you want to do that? You'd have shit and dingleberries on your face. Oh, you actually wiped your ass right. That's right. See, if it was off of my
I'm not gonna
ass,
ever turn shit
I
up
would have shit and
before it
dingleberries
kills
on my
crazy.
face, but you know how to wipe.
You keep going back to that.
Yeah, I'm really thinking about it a lot with this thong.
Okay, so who would you say should remove my tattoo?
Well, you should talk to the guy who gave you the tattoo in the first place.
Oh, Bob?
Yeah, Bob, he can do it. Yeah, not Bob Ross, though, because he's in my panties.
Okay, I'll try calling Bob then.
Yeah, you do that. I have to go clock into my prison job. Catch you guys later.
Marvin, he doesn't wipe his ass?
Listen, I don't know. But I'm gonna call Bob. Hold on. I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. Hello?
Marvin.
What, who's this?
It's Bob.
Bob, I was just about to call you. How are you doing?
I'm in jail, buddy.
Why are you in jail?
Pissed on the side of a Chuck E. Cheese.
Why would you piss on the side of a Chuck E. Cheese?
I didn't know it was a Chuck E. Cheese. I thought it was some random building. So a bunch of kids from a birthday party come running out. They saw it. Kept pissing. Couldn't stop. Saw it straight.
I was gonna call you because I want this tattoo on my face removed, but I want to know if you could remove it.
Well, sure, buddy. You bail me out, I can remove it.
Yeah, I'll come bail you out. Yeah.
Santiago Javier Castillo. I don't fucking know.
Okay, I'm on my way, but you stay right there. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go bail Bob out of jail so he can remove my tattoos. And just watch Jeff. All right, Bob, I'm here to bail you out.
Hey, Marvin, what are you doing here? I was just at your house. You saw Bob get arrested?
That's hilarious, bro. They just
Can't say I blame him, though. Chuck E. Cheese does have the most kissable buildings. Every time I see a Chuck E. Cheese, I just want to kiss right on it. Just feels right.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I have $20 for the bail.
$20? No, his bail's $40. A lot of kids saw him pissing.
$40?
Yeah, the problem is he didn't stop.
y'all actually all Mexican, man, bro.
Giselle Soraya Carrizales. Alicia Carrillo Grimaldo.
Azucena Cruz Arredondo.
Ashley Dominguez Ramos.
Oh, that wasn't that funny.
Aaliyah Fiona
God said I wonder if Ice was here. It's crazy, but that whole text. No, just calling in Spanish. It's funny. Why is the Lord Oscar not the first thing that popped up? Damn it, I said, what the fuck? Yo, our school is stupid, yo. It should say less than 1,000. I don't know why I got back on Among Us, but I'm not gonna do that.
Do you remember?
I didn't like what Coach B said at first, but seeing in reflection, he's 100% right. You guys in the comments are 100% right. I could be going harder. Please stick it out with me, bro. I won't quit on you. Please just don't quit on me.
12 seconds later.
I fired my trainer.
Over the last, like, I don't know, I would say about a year, I've been really liking the content style on TikTok where a person who is morbidly obese either posts a video starting out a fitness journey or they slowly
I'm not stopping anymore, bro. Nothing is holding me back anymore. Not my weight, not my mental health, nothing, bro. I'm going for it, bro. I'm self-sabotaging, bro, and I don't know why.
Like, what the
Every
fuck are
time
they
I eat a
talking
meal,
about?
I know I'm not supposed
They
to
just threw a
do it, but
random
I
name
do
out.
it anyway. It's almost as if
They
my
said that they was
identity
with
is
pink and
completely
maroon,
attached to
and
being miserable,
the
and I'll do
fuck
anything
is
to stay there. Don't point in my face. Don't point in my face, bro. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you, guys.
It's
I'm not playing.
very interesting. Very interesting that the first thing you're not saying to me is an apology.
How's it going today, guys? In today's video, we're going to be looking at Will Kelly, a 26-year-old, 500-plus pound man who's always allowed his desires and cravings to control every fabric of his being. And when he tried to better himself, he found something that was far more appealing to him, something that gave him far more joy than bettering his life ever could, and that was a purpose. And Will Kelly's purpose was internet fame. What started out as
so
an
who did
uplifting story of a man trying to
see.
change himself at any cost somehow turned in one of the most
Rose,
controversial
brown, and
creators
gray
on
is clear.
TikTok right now. Will Kelly came
But
from
it's
humble
good.
beginnings, losing his father at a young age, and he never got to see his mother often. She was having to work a majority of his childhood, and add on to the fact that he was homeschooled, Will felt isolated and needing to fill that
Black.
void instead of substances, violence, or anything like that. William chose a different option, one that probably felt innocent at the time, eating mainly fast and junk food. What started out as like a child's dream quickly overwhelmed him until it became a living nightmare. When we first meet Will, you can instantly tell this is a man who's been suffering with his life choices for a long time. Life has taken its toll and he genuinely wants to change.
But in the last 3-4 years, it got really bad. I went from being kind of just like the big guy at the party to my 600-pound life type stuff. 6 months ago, I was at my heaviest, which was 630 pounds. And life was
Alright, so
pretty
banana
unenjoyable.
then, I guess. I know.
My legs swole up when I would lay down. The fat around my neck would suffocate me. Anytime I would like go to sleep, I would start to, you know, feel like I couldn't breathe and have to wake up. I couldn't wipe myself because my arm literally like couldn't fit around my body. So I would have to like take a toothbrush and wrap toilet paper around it. Overall, my life was pretty unenjoyable. I decided to make a change. I've lost, in the last 6 months, I've lost 100 pounds. This is going to be a journey of a couple of years. And I decided I
Why they
wanted
not
to
doing it?
document it. I kind of wanted to document it in real time because every time I see someone
Oh.
who's lost weight, what they do is record the beginning of it and then record the end. But I think the real fight is in the middle. That's the real hard part. It's Monday. It's cold. I don't want to work out. But I know, like, truly, if I don't, it's a slippery slope. If I don't work out, then I'm going to cheat on my diet. If I cheat on my diet, then I'm just going to say forget my diet altogether. And next thing you know, I'm 600 pounds again. And that's not going to happen. I'm 25 years old, bro, and I don't have a license because I literally can't fit into a driver's seat of a car, bro. Like, I literally, bro, I can't. Oh shit, I guess I kind of can't, but it's very uncomfortable. No, that's crazy, bro. Bro, this is a milestone. This is like a non-scale milestone people talk about. This is amazing. But yeah, I'm 25 years old and I don't have my license because I've weighed so much, bro. I'm not stopping anymore, bro. Nothing is holding me back anymore. Not my weight, not my mental health, nothing, bro. I'm going for it in life, bro. I'm going for it, and I can't wait for you guys to see. I can't wait for myself to see. I can't wait for me to look in the mirror and be so proud of what I am, bro. And I can't wait. Thank you guys for coming on the journey with me, guys. I'm sorry, I got really excited that I can fit into the car seat. All right, love you guys. Thank you.
Those were some of the first videos ever posted by Will, and we meet a jovial person who seems fully aware of the consequences of their actions and not afraid to admit their faults, and was extremely honest about the reality of being overweight, the small joys in life that Will misses out on because no other reason than his own addiction. And unlike most who go through similar problems, Will recognizes it and longs for the day where this isn't his reality anymore. And because of this, almost immediately, Will was able to garner a large amount of supporters because in the beginning, you could see that Will was willing to change. He was taking the steps to get there, figuratively and literally. A huge moment for anyone to finally admit they have a problem and take a step to change. But Will wanted to give himself the added pressure of documenting everything online. Think of it as a support system, and where I don't think it's a great idea for a majority of people, the stress of change can be overwhelming as is, but I think there was another part to the equation on Will's reasoning for this. He has always been lonely, and he didn't really feel his family members could truly understand his struggles, and to his surprise, a lot of people cared and was ready to follow along with him. And as Will said himself, people are far more interested in the middle of the story, how you got to where you're at. And at this time, I imagine Will never expected some of the other challenges his online presence would bring. I guess you could call it the perks of virality. Quickly showed they're not always a blessing.
Now that I can finally fit in a driver's seat, I took my first driving lesson to get my license in 2025, and it was amazing.
Stop looking at the camera, look at the road. Slowly let go of the brake. Now, turn it to the right more. Turn it to the right more. Straighten up, now straighten up, straighten up. You feel the half straighten up, straighten up. Keep it. Okay, you can give it a little again, just a little bit. Don't stomp on it, tap the gas. Still be looking in your mirror. It's just so scary. No, it's not. It's life. Give it some more gas. Give it some gas. Alright, slow down some.
I'm really starting to comprehend that the days you want to quit are the days you have to move forward, right? It's not the easy days, and people say that, but let me tell you why. Because if you quit on the hard days, you'll end up quitting on the easy days, bro. I ended up going to the grocery store. I'm actually outside of it right now. I wanted to get ice cream and lotion. You know what I got? Tabasco and water. Like, literally, bro. I'm not quitting on myself anymore, bro. That's the whole point of the message, man. I'm not quitting on my workouts. I'm not quitting on my diet. I'm not quitting on my spirit, bro. Hi, my name is Will. I lost 100 pounds. At my heaviest, I was 630 pounds. Now I'm around 530-ish. Honestly, I'm extremely lonely, bro. Valentine's Day is coming up. It's really hard for me not to be depressed right now. Like, I've always dealt with, like, clinical depression and anxiety. That's where a lot of my weight gain has actually come from, was me almost self-soothing with food. But as Valentine's Day approaches, I'm really trying my hardest to fight depression, bro. On most Valentine's days, I would gorge as much food as possible and, like, get the itis. I remember one Valentine's Day, I ordered literally as much fried chicken as I could. I ate as much of it as I could. I would have the itis. I couldn't even get off the couch. And then I used the chicken grease to myself. That wasn't that long ago, honestly. That was maybe a few years ago, maybe 2. I don't know what to do. I feel unattractive. I think dating is hard for anybody, but at my size, I really don't know how I'd even meet a person. Am I too big to date is a question. You know, am I too big to go out and try to find somebody to spend time with? So you guys were not feeling the weekly weigh-in song last week. So I actually got a submission from Katrina. Shout out to her. on what the new weekly weigh-in song should be. Let me know what you think in the comments. It's the weekly weigh-in. Let's see what the scale is saying.
I'm back in this bitch. I'm back in this bitch.
Let me know. Let me know. Leave it in the comments. Here's how much I weigh. So I'm at 528, which isn't bad, but it's not great, right? Ideally, at my size, I'd be losing around 5 pounds a week. So I'm definitely gonna have to readjust my diet, see what I did last week, and but we're moving forward. You know, this was not a bad week. I know I look crazy when I work out. I know.
Why did he shape shift as I'm in the report the body? What was the thought process? I know.
But I can't be self-conscious.
I missed it. I thought you shape shifted it.
That's why I don't like working out in front of people. But I can't allow that to hold me back. I'm realizing, bro, it's not. I've never had an actual problem with pursuing something. There's always been a reason not to, and it was my own insecurities, right? I'm too big. I'm too this. I'm too that. Like, bro, I realized at a certain point I felt like I was too fat to go to the gym. What sense does that make? Literally, what sense does that make? It makes no sense at all, man.
At this stage in Will Kelly's TikTok journey, he was very dedicated. Almost every video was him working out and posting morning motivation videos. Not even for the viewers, to motivate himself. Just to get out of bed and go to the gym. And the effort Will was putting in was reflecting on the scale, losing over 100 pounds before he even decided to fully commit on making a TikTok page. But as some of you may know, no matter how dedicated you are to something and no matter how much the drive is, at some point, those wear off, and all you're left with is yourself and the mental fortitude to stick with those habits. And at the time, Will wasn't showing any drop in effort. If anything, he was showing even more dedication and a quirkier side of himself. When he first began on TikTok, Will Kelly comes off as a more humble, quiet, and self-aware. But there's far more to him than that. Will has a more entertaining side to him, and above all else, Will loves attention. And he'll get that attention no matter what. As you heard, even early on admitting to doing some very strange stuff with chicken grease, which most people would probably only remember as one of those embarrassing moments in your life, nighttime thoughts your brain likes to throw at you to keep you awake. But Will just admits this stuff, and I speculate he might be telling the truth, but either way, it's just how Will has learned to get attention. If nobody is paying you any mind, well, he'll say something out of the blue that may bring you embarrassment, but it fulfills a deeper need for him. That's attention. And at this point, we're already facing problems because of his decision to document this, with all the people flooding to the comments and showing him support. These comments emulated the goals he's chasing by losing weight, and because of them, it's already setting him off track.
I hate leg workouts. I hate them, I hate them, I hate them, I hate them, I hate them. But I'm still motivated to do them. How did I motivate myself, you ask? Good question. I've decided I'm going to dunk. Yes, me. 10-foot rim, regulation size basketball. It might not be the day, tomorrow, next year, or the year after, but by the age of 30, I'm going to be looking like LeBron James. That's how I've motivated myself. That's where all of my addiction stems from, is my low self-esteem, my insecurity. I'm not there anymore, thank God, but I'm not where I need to be either. And I'm recognizing that's what this journey really is. It's the journey of me getting to the mountaintop.
It's the journey of it all.
The weight loss is important, of course. It's health. Camille. But it's really just a physical manifestation of a real mental health problem, a real emotional health problem, a real spiritual health problem. I'm growing every day, and I'm gonna get there. That's a promise to myself. That's a promise to you. That's why I put these videos out here, so I can be held accountable.
A lot of Will's early goals can be seen as ridiculous by me, but myself, I think Will knows he'll never achieve the look LeBron James has, or even be able to dunk in 3 to 5 years' time, or probably ever, but it gives him a goal in his mind that he can continue to work towards every day. And during this time, Will began to open up about his mental struggles with this, and something we have to keep in mind for Will, this isn't just losing weight, this is him fighting an addiction. Addiction to substances are hard habits to break in general. A lot of people never do, and by no means is food addiction any different. With this one exception, we all have to eat. Addicts, unless weaning from substances that are dangerous during withdrawal phases, don't have to smoke a few cigs every day to keep going, but a food addict always will. So you can't just stop eating entirely, You have to learn to control that, and on top of all of that, continue going to the gym. Multiple lifestyle changes all at once. It's gonna wear on you quickly, and Will was already beginning to suffer from that. And to his credit, at the time, he seems to be on the right path, dieting to the best of his ability, seeming to work out almost every other day. I think it would have been beneficial to do far more home eating and limiting the dining and fast food to almost zero. Everyone goes their own path, and by all means, at this point, he seemed to be going in the right direction.
One of my favorite meals is I would get literally a whole roast beef, but I wouldn't cook the roast beef regular, right? I'd cut it into like little steaks, and I'd fry the roast beef with a whole bunch of butter. Take the Tabasco, drench it in the Tabasco and then have a big bag of these, eat until I was unconscious. So much. You love Starburst. You know you love Starburst, the Skittles. So I used to get a pack of these. I used to get these. And this would be like what I snacked on for like the whole week. And by the end of the week, it'd be done. This has 27 servings. That's like around 3,000 calories. If I had 1 week into life. Why are cheeses branded as healthy? I would kill a box of these. This might be one of the baddest things I ever did, right? I used to get a big thing of DiGiorno, get individual mozzarella sticks, you know, like the snacks, get some Italian sausages. I used to literally place them for extra cheese. And then take the sausage and put the sausage on top for extra sausage. I used to kill the whole thing, bro. I'm not been getting around a lot often. It's just, I don't know if you heard, I'm losing weight, and you know, I just don't think our relationship is the healthiest. You're weak. And I'm strong. But I've not forgotten you. I think maybe in a few years we can figure out. I just need to work on myself, you know? One last time. No! I can't do it, I'm sorry. Hi, my name is Will, and at my heaviest I was 630 pounds. I've been documenting my weight loss journey on social media, and a lot of people are wondering how I gained that amount of weight. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't in a short amount of time. It took me about 12 years to gain 600 pounds. I started gaining weight when I was 12. My mom worked all the time and I was in control of my diet. So I was eating what a 12-year-old eats. Candy for dinner, chips for lunch. By the time I was 14, 8th grade, I was officially a fat kid. I could tell because that was the last time I was able to see my schlong. Like, I was 14 years old, I'm 25 now, so it's been about 11 years since I've seen it. By that time, once I was officially a fat kid, I went into a real depression and food stopped being just this fun thing I was doing and started to be a real emotional dependent on me. I became a pretty mean and angry person. I isolated and I started to eat a lot. And by the time I graduated high school, so from 14 to 18, I was about 330, 340 pounds. Then I went off to college. Somehow things got worse there too. I ended up having a mental breakdown my first semester. I deal with severe anxiety, severe depression. I've worked on it now, and it's a lot better. Taking me a long time, and at 18, I wasn't there yet. At 19, at this point, I go home. I just start eating it. I'm the most depressed, most mentally withdrawn I've ever been. I start eating everything I can. I'm eating Popeyes every day. I'm eating hot wings every day. I'm even stealing money from my mom, bro. That's how bad it got, like real crackhead stuff. So that happens when I'm about 19. I end up going back to college, a different school this time. I'm kind of the same weight then. I'm about 380 at this point. I stay about 380 for a year, and then I drop out after my sophomore year. Once I drop out, I go and I get a job, and that's when the weight gain really starts to happen. Now I have money. I have money that I can buy food with. I don't go out with friends anymore. I don't hang out with anybody. I'm literally spending my whole paycheck on bills and food. And I'm eating well. I'm eating like Ruth's Chris every night, and I go from 380 at 20 to 500 at the beginning of 2022, so I was 22 years old at that point. And that's when things got really, really bad.
Will is an unfortunate example of parents allowing their kids to do whatever they please early on. Will struggled a lot to make emotional connections with people. Losing his dad, he really didn't have anybody to guide him throughout his life except his older brother, and his older brother was growing up himself and couldn't stop Will from his eating habits. And those times he wasn't around, Will was left to his own devices, alone, left with his own thoughts, and at a young age where most of us would think about the next day in school or what friends we might play with, Will was thinking about something different, his next meal, to the point that's all he could think about. And as unfortunate as it is, many kids do have those thoughts, but Will wasn't malnourished. He was the opposite. He was trying to fill a gap in himself that existed for a very long time and began to use this food to fill that gap. And in a relatively short time frame, no pun intended, his vices consumed him. At the age of 20, Will was already pushing 400 pounds, and at a rate of around 60 plus pounds a year, by the age of 22, Will had already surpassed 500, and it wouldn't stop there. Up until around 2024, when Will decided to change his life, he had surpassed 600 plus pounds with no signs of slowing down anytime soon. No doubt about it, if he kept going at that rate, seeing his 30s would have been a miracle. And through some of his TikToks, we can see just how he got to that point. A simple grocery store run had to cost him hundreds. He was turning what could have been multiple snacks throughout the week, potentially a few breakfasts and a lunch, into one meal, with his mozzarella sticks, sausage, Red Baron pizzas. And keep in mind, that's just one of his concoctions he mentioned. It's no wonder when he said just trying to feed himself for a single week, even being frugal with his spending, cost him around $700, almost $3,000 a month. Some people's house bills combined doesn't equal to that much.
I have pretty serious abandonment issues. It's something that I've dealt with for my entire life. I had a lot of loss when I was younger, from the death of people to me getting removed from my family and a whole bunch of stuff, and it's really affected me as I've gotten older. I've lost relationships, friendships. Either I push people away when I see them getting too close, or I get too clingy and the person runs away for dear life. And it's something that I've really been dealing with, really been battling with, and I'm doing better, honestly. When I started posting content, my first video did so well. I got so much love, so much encouragement, so much support, and it really meant the world to me. As time went on and my audience got bigger, I started getting some hate too, right? But that kind of just comes with making online content. I used to be the biggest internet troll. So the trolls never bothered me. The people making little comments here and there, I kind of shrugged it off. It comes with the game. But recently I started seeing some of my supporters turn on me. People making comments like, he's not serious because he's not showing us him working out, or saying I wasn't really giving away my power meals, I was eating them after the video. And if these were random people, I'd be cool with it. But these were people who at one point were supporting me. And suddenly all of my abandonment issues got triggered. Everything just came back. I started putting together a video of me giving out my power meals. And actually today I did a workout vlog. And in the middle of doing the workout vlog, I realized this is not what I want to do. I'm regressing right now. I'm folding to the pressures of society. I'm trying to meet the expectations of others rather than doing what I know is best for me. And that's the whole point of what I'm doing this for. This is not a weight loss channel. This is about me becoming the best version of myself, mentally, emotionally, physically, socially. This is a personal development channel. And that's when things got really, really bad.
Will is an unfortunate example of parents allowing their kids to do whatever they please early on. Will struggled a lot to make emotional connections with people. Losing his dad, he really didn't have anybody to guide him throughout his life except his older brother, and his older brother was growing up himself and couldn't stop Will from his eating habits. And those times he wasn't around, Will was left to his own devices, alone, left with his own thoughts, and at a young age where most of us us would think about the next day in school or what friends we might play with, Will was thinking about something different, his next meal, to the point that's all he could think about. And as unfortunate as it is, many kids do have those thoughts, but Will wasn't malnourished. He was the opposite. He was trying to fill a gap in himself that existed for a very long time and began to use this food to fill that gap. And in a relatively short time frame, no pun intended, his vices consumed him. At the age of 20, Will was already pushing 400 pounds, and at a rate of around 60 plus pounds a year, by the age of 22, Will had already surpassed 500, and it wouldn't stop there. Up until around 2024, when Will decided to change his life, he had surpassed 600 plus pounds with no signs of slowing down anytime soon. No doubt about it, if he kept going at that rate, seeing his 30s would have been a miracle. And through some of his TikToks, we can see just how he got to that point. A simple grocery store run had to cost him hundreds. He was turning what could have been multiple snacks throughout the week, potentially a few breakfasts and a lunch, into one meal with his mozzarella sticks, sausage, Red Baron pizzas. And keep in mind, that's just one of his concoctions he mentioned. It's no wonder when he said just trying to feed himself for a single week, even being frugal with his spending, cost him around $700, almost $3,000 a month. Some people's house bills combined doesn't equal to that much.
I have serious abandonment issues. It's something that I've dealt with my entire life.
Go watch it on
I had
Tablet.
a lot of loss when I was younger, from the death of people to me getting removed from my family and a whole bunch of stuff, and it's really affected me as I've gotten older. I've lost relationships, friendships. Either I push people away when I see them getting too close, or I get too clingy and the person runs away for dear life. And it's something that I've really been dealing with, really been battling with, and I'm doing better, honestly. When I started posting content, my first video did so well. I got so much love, so much encouragement, so much support, and it really meant the world to me. As time went on and my audience got bigger, I started getting some hate too, right? But that kind of just comes with making online content. I used to be the biggest internet troll, so the trolls never bothered me. The people making little comments here and there, I kind of shrugged it off. It comes with the game. But recently, I started seeing some of my supporters turn on me. People making comments like, he's not serious because he's not showing us him working out, or saying I wasn't really giving away my power meals, I was eating them after the video. And if these were random people, I'd be cool with it. But these were people who at one point were supporting me. And suddenly, all of my abandonment issues got triggered. Everything just came back. I started putting together a video of me giving out my power meals. And actually today I did a workout vlog. And in the middle of doing the workout vlog, I realized this is not what I want to do. I'm regressing right now. I'm folding to the pressures of society. I'm trying to meet the expectations of others rather than doing what I know is best for me. And that's the whole point of what I'm doing this for. This is not a weight loss channel. This is about me becoming the best version of myself, mentally, emotionally, physically, socially. This is a personal development channel.
I think deep down, Will Kelly is a good person. In these early videos, it's clearly evident. However, I also believe that Will Kelly is a hurt person. Throughout his entire life, he's always been pushed away, the kind of kid who was picked last at all the sports, didn't get any signatures in the yearbook. He was the true definition of an outcast. The only thing that made him stand out was his weight, and people made sure he knew it, dealing with constant scrutiny. I believe Will had to make a choice in his mind, either sit there and brew, or be the first to say something to beat them to the punch. And that's how he's been operating most of his life ever since, preferring to be the jester in people's eyes instead of being the town pariah. So when he was finally accepted for once on TikTok, no matter how prepared he says he was, I just don't think Will was ready or capable of dealing with the criticism, even with how little it was at the time. And I believe some of the so-called hate was people being overly critical for sure, but some probably had fair points. The pressure was just too much, and what he calls not succumbing to peer pressure, looks more like him throwing in the towel before they can say something else. Because most of Will's big personality that you'll see more of later in this video is just a wall to mask the hurt individual inside of him. So it doesn't take much to demotivate him or break him down. The entire ground he was trying to build his channel on is built on sand. And if there's enough resistance, it's going to crumble. And Will isn't strong enough mentally or emotionally to build that up again. He's going to revert back to his old habits. And coincidentally, around the time he first started getting criticism was the same time he introduced a new series, which would go on to be his most damaging and notorious series to date, Power Mills, which in my opinion is the beginning of the end of his health journey. A small glimpse of defeat, people just didn't quite know it yet. But you may be wondering, what are Power Mills? Just the meals Will used to eat at mainly fast food restaurants when he was over 600 pounds. Nothing special.
This is what I used to eat at Subway when I was over 600 pounds. None of this looks appetizing to me. We're here for another Will Kelly Power Meal. It was crazy. Bro, I swear I'm the only one that could go to Subway and find a way to make it back, bro. My sandwiches here used to be legendary. I used to go crazy, dog. Hello, you need 5 minutes? This is crazy. Back when I was a regular, I never had to wait for my order. You see what happens when you change your life? People start treating you different. A foot-long Italian, roast beef, and pepperoni on it. Can I get extra meat for both of those? Now, most people think roast beef and pepperoni is a disgusting combination. Of course, toasted. For the pizza, can we have just a pizza with just extra cheese and sausage on it? Okay, pepperoni. Cheetos! No veggies on the pizza, man. This is back when I wasn't eating vegetables. Because this is the best feeling. When you can see it across the window, and you know it's going to be in your mouth, and you know it's going to be succulent. It's, oh my God. Actually, on top of the, oh man, on the pepperoni, I messed up. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We'll do both. It's amazing. Yep, that's good. That's great. That's it. No dressing. This does not look as delicious as it used to. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't eat Subway to lose weight because the last fat man that ate Subway to lose weight is now doing life for, you know, being a good bang. We got it. It's about to be a good day. You know, I had to get the large fountain drink, all this bread. Now, usually I would do some mix and match. Sometimes I would go with the Oxy Blueberry Pomegranate if I wanted to trick myself into thinking I was healthy. But this time, it would just be a pure Coca-Cola day. This is what I used to eat at White Castle when I was over 600 pounds. It's still dry and greasy at the same time. It was crazy. Let's check it out. Every time I walk into a White Castle, I feel like I'm in the 1950s when I look at the artwork and everything. It makes me think of a simpler time when I wouldn't have been allowed to eat here. How's it going? Can I get 2 6-piece rings, a large drink, 2 large fries? Yeah, can I get an order of mozzarella sticks? 5? And can I get, what size do your hamburgers come in again? Okay, not come in 2s or, can I get 3? Yeah, let me get 3 cheeseburgers. The lunch rush is happening. Bro, they didn't give me my drink. So, excuse me, can I get my drink? Got a large drink. Alright, she said 1 second. I'm not gonna say when you order from White Castle, you're dealing with a certain, see, I can't even say that. That's crazy. You know what I was gonna say. Looking at the food now, it finally came out after about 45 minutes. Somehow, it's still dry and greasy at the same time. This does not look appealing to me at all. Maybe it's because most of the time I was eating or consuming this, I was intoxicated, right? Shout out Harold and Kumar. I think I made that reference already. None of this looks good to me anymore, bro. None of it. I really am changing my life. Maybe it never looked good. White Castle was never my go-to, to be honest. But I don't want it. Again, I'm not eating this. I'm gonna give it away. But part of me's proud of myself for changing. Part of me's just like, why was I ever here? Why was I ever consuming this?
The Power Meal series was a true glimpse into the struggle of past Will, or should I say, potentially current Will. The amount of portions normally bought by him showcased that he was easily eating meals that could feed a family of 3, or perhaps on some occasions for even more. I couldn't imagine how much longer he would have been able to keep up with this lifestyle. But as previously stated, this series brought a lot more problems than Will was initially expecting. Like his personality towards the workers, which there's no other way to say it, it's downright rude, demanding, and critical of them. Never really taking into account the stress of being on camera, if they wanted to be on camera in the first place, or their feelings, and this would only get worse as time went on, but at the moment, this was just a side note. The more pressing question was immediately asked: why Will turn the camera off before giving away the food? Will certainly isn't afraid to exploit emotions for content, so you'd think it would be a nice addition to the videos and above all else, proof and again begin to start helping him grow as a person. But throughout every video I've watched of Will's, and I've watched almost his entire catalog, I've only ever seen him give 2 people a meal, and that's with probably over 50 plus power meal videos on his TikTok. So the evidence really isn't on his side. And it also coincides with Will's stagnation of losing weight or gaining more weight. And I don't think it's because Will is a straight liar. I believe we're just watching a man battle his addiction and need for attention. And he lost one battle. But those power meals are bringing in far more views than his other videos. Not only because of the spectacle, but because of the controversy. And more questions meant more hate. And with more hate brought a true crisis for him. He now wants to be a TikToker far more than a healthy individual.
So my brother let me know earlier today that he's no longer going to be in social situations with me. He finds me to be extremely attention-seeking and pretty obnoxious. I was on a group FaceTime with him and my mom, and they both, I mean, the general consensus was that I'm obnoxious. And it's gotten to a point where my brother isn't comfortable being in group settings with me. If I'm there, he's going to remove himself. That includes, like, family functions. This is extremely disheartening. My brother and I have often had a contentious relationship, but it's never been to a point where he didn't want to come around, you know? He's the man behind the camera in a lot of my videos. He's someone who has supported me my entire life. My brother raised me. My mom worked all the time. My dad died when I was 4. My brother was the man in my life. He taught me how to ride a bike. He taught me how to shoot a basket. He came to all my basketball games. Taught me how to tie my shoes. Helped me with my homework. When I think about who raised me, I think about my brother. And after this, all of my abandonment issues got triggered. I wanted to cry, to be honest. And after wanting to cry, I wanted to eat. I have often felt extremely alone. I've often felt as if people love me but don't like me. And all of those feelings came coming back. The one consistent in my life I felt like was food. When I felt this way, I had food to go to. I made the decision I was going to work out this morning, and now I really don't want to get out of bed. I sounded so tough in that video. It's so much harder in real life. But I did make the decision, so I'm in here. Monday motivation. Let's get it. I'm regretting that decision. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm starting to get self-conscious about posting videos. I'm wondering, are people laughing with me, or are they laughing at me? This is how I think some people see me. I get a lot of positive comments, but then sometimes I get negative comments, and it makes me not want to post. It makes me want to kind of go into my shell, but then I realize that's what they want me to do. I'm never going to be that person. I'm always going to take up space. I'm always going to laugh. You know, I'm still in a bad space, guys. I've lost 100 pounds, which is great, which is an accomplishment, but I have hundreds of pounds more to lose. It's going to take me years. I gotta stay laughing. I gotta keep an excited momentum. I gotta keep my head on straight, or I'm not gonna be able to do it. And I do that through my comedy. I do that through the joke. I do that through me being myself and sharing my life. And I'm not going back for anybody.
Not only was his online reputation and his goals beginning to come into question, but some far more personal relationships were beginning to break down for him as well. With his brother, who up until this point in his video was the main cameraman, the dude always following Will around, keeping him in check, and now he was slowly losing that, as well with all the walls closing in on him. Like most other addicts, he unfortunately began to fall into his old habits, and at this time, there were still sparks of inspiration where you'd see him storming to the gym in the morning to prove that he still had it in him, but soon came the relapse, and like most addicts, he found himself in the vicious crutches of the cycle. Every time he believed he'd taken a step out, he found the hole was even deeper, and at this time, I think it would have been truly beneficial for Will to take his brother's advice, that he was too much and embarrassed him out in public, something that would come back to bite Will later in his career. But also because this is a very personal struggle for Will. You're not always going to have somebody to fall back on. Sometimes life makes you deal with struggles alone. Sometimes at your most desperate. And at these moments, willpower comes into play the most. But every time Will goes to face that battle, he loses to his demons each and every single time.
When I was like 600 pounds and living in that one-bedroom apartment, like, well,
I made sushi in preparation. But
are you joking or serious?
Not expectations. Yeah, I realized that there was nothing else. Like, there was nothing I could specifically do to not have you harm yourself in that way. And that if I ever did get the call, to not be, like, utterly shocked. Oh my God, where did this come from? But tell the people. Yes, I thought my brother was gonna die. And how'd that make you feel? You love me. Yeah, I was upset, and then I told you I made peace with yourself. So I still love you. So you would have been alright. Your day would have kept going on if I died. You know the life. I don't feel like I've been a good brother. I don't feel like I've been a good son. Not just because of my weight, but because of other factors too. I feel as if I've been a strain on my family's mental, emotional, financial resources. People ask me how I used to afford to eat as much as I did. Bro, there was a time where I was stealing from my mom. Like, that really happened. Like, I felt like a real junkie when I was doing that, bro. And the reason Mother's Day is so hard for me is because I don't know how to repay my mom for everything that she's done for me. My mom wasn't a perfect mother by any extent, but my mom never quit on me, bro. Ever. She never quit on me. At my heaviest. And I think she's proud of me now, but I really don't know what to do to make up for it. I never thought, growing up, I didn't think people cared about me at all. And so, when you don't think anybody cares about you, you're pretty selfish, right? You only really think about yourself, what you want, what your needs are. And now that I'm in a healthier place, both physically and mentally, I'm starting to see the effects of what my weight has really done to my family. My brother, my mom, my aunt, everybody, bro. There were people who cared about me who I just didn't think cared about me. My actions had consequences that I didn't even know about. You can smell the ice cream. It's warm outside. The cool air. We're back in it, man. It's feeling like summertime. What's your name, bro? All right, walk away. It's fine. He's not messing with my energy. You know why? We're in Dairy Queen. I used to love Dairy Queen. It used to be my favorite thing in the whole wide world. But now I've changed my life. Orange Julius is attached. Never been a big Orange Julius fan. Gotta be honest with you. You know, we don't discriminate. You like Orange Julius, that's fine. Just don't come around me.
Has somebody already took your order already?
No, they have not. But I think you're the guy for it.
I think I am also. How are you?
I'm having a spiritual awakening right now, man.
That's okay. I wish I can join.
Could I please have a Choco Brownie Extreme Blizzard?
Small, medium, or large?
You know we gotta do it large.
Okay.
What makes Dairy Queen special is the Blizzard. There's nothing better than a Dairy Queen Blizzard. Marcus, tell me what we have here, man.
So we got a chocolate brownie extreme. I put some extra brownies in there for him too. Yeah, I'm going large, by the way. We're at the Lincoln Park location here in Chicago, so come check me out.
You gotta do the test. It's okay. It didn't fall. It didn't fall. Shout out to Marcus. Oh my God, look at this, bro. I don't want to give this one away, but I have to.
Your order's in go, please.
The money?
Yes.
Oh my God. We good?
Yes.
Okay. Can you please tell the audience that it was a mistake,
yes.
All right? It was a mistake, all right? I got money in my account, all right? Don't get the content mixed up, all right? This ain't my only job. I'm moving around out here, all right?
I don't think Will's brother handles him in the right way. One thing that he yearns for the most is real connection, and hearing that your brother has come to peace with your fate, no matter how true it is or reality checking it can be, isn't going to settle well with the person of Will's character. He views his brother as a father figure, somebody he looks up to help guide him out of his struggles. But at this moment, I think this changed. Once again, I'll say his brother was right to hold that thought. Will's self-destructive nature is his own doing, and sometimes you can't hold yourself accountable for others' own actions. But telling Will these feelings wasn't going to help him at this moment in time. He now once again is that kid alone in his room, facing the world by himself, and he can't handle that feeling. And now instead of what started as a journey for self-improvement where everything, leaving us with a man who in a few short months would be almost unrecognizable.
What else you plan on piercing?
Right? I gotta change my clothes, bro. I look like a plumber. No, for real.
That is not a plumber fit.
This is a plumber fit.
I would hope not. I'm not letting you in my house.
See?
Literally,
You see what I'm saying? I can't even come in your house. That's how I'm dressed. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Mama, you know I love you.
You should have a career in singing.
Really?
You're really good.
You've already got the cell. You don't gotta lie. You already got it.
They get the best hug.
What?
If you're soft, you get the best hug.
Did she just call me fluffy?
This is declining that protection one more time.
That's how you ended up with your first kid.
But I'm also like very anxious individual, so I also don't like it.
that why it's high energy? Does that make you more comfortable almost?
Yep, it does. But then if like the other is quiet, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, now it's awkward. Now I'm uncomfortable. Are you real friends or work friends?
We're real friends.
You caught a body together? Oh my bad. I'm 25. How old I look?
I honestly not around 22. Don't smile like that. I honestly don't. Sorry. I didn't mean to say it like that. So it won't hurt, but it'll kind of be a small burn. Okay.
I thought we had a lot of chemistry, so I decided to go back to the mall and ask her out. Bro, why am I a nurse, bro? Why do I have butterflies right now? This is crazy, bro. I feel like I'm in 6th grade asking Shorty to like the school dance or something. When people are like, the worst thing she could say is no. The worst thing she could say is, I'm calling security. Why are you harassing me at my job? You know what I mean? While I was approaching as I saw her, I realized I just need to project as much confidence as possible. Hello? What's up?
You didn't tell me you were coming.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
You caught me on my break.
I did?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm not talking right now.
So did you see the video?
I did see the video.
Did you like it?
I did like it. My whole family seen the video.
Are you shocked at like how popular I am?
I was a little shocked, but I was already like on your
Yeah. You follow me already, right? I want to know if you like want to hang out, like a date. Like,
boyfriend.
You have a boyfriend?
I don't give a fuck.
No, you don't.
Sorry.
No. Alright, is it like a real boyfriend or is it like
for 4 years?
not gonna trip out? Not gonna. She was cool about it, bro. She didn't make it like a thing. She wasn't patronizing or anything like that. So I mean, not tripping. I was tripping. Not because of Michaela. Michaela is super cool. Shout out to her boyfriend. He's a lucky guy, right? I was tripping because all of my self-doubt, all of my insecurity, all of my feelings of inadequacy came back. It rushed in like a tidal wave. And it just took me out. I was so embarrassed. I wanted to like hide under the covers, get into a shell. I could just feel it over my body. And it was like all of the work that I've done for these past years, it didn't matter at that moment, bro. I felt like the same fat kid with social anxiety. And I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix that. Please let me know in the comments because I never want to feel like that. I got stood up. What I thought was going to be my first date in 5 years actually turned into me sitting on the couch, contemplating my existence, feeling really bad about myself. Hi, my name's Will. At my heaviest weight, I was over 600 pounds. I've lost more than 100 pounds. And here's where I'm documenting not just my weight loss journey, but my personal growth journey. And I actually had someone who was watching that journey. She reached out to me, she DM'd me, we started talking. She was coming to Chicago for her friend's birthday. While she was here, she wanted to hang out. She was gonna be here all weekend. She really wanted to spend the weekend with me. She actually suggested that I stay with her. At that point, I got really excited because I'm thinking I'm about to, you feel me? I'm like super ecstatic. She's super cool. We're talking back and forth. Friday comes around when we're supposed to meet up. The communication gets a little dry, but I'm not tripping on it, right? Because my thing is she's driving in from out of state. It's like a 4-hour drive, so I figured she's just busy. I don't know why she would do that, right? Why would she ghost me? I felt like a complete loser. I'm sitting there dressed, sitting on my couch, watching my phone as like the time just gets later and later and later. I felt like a little kid waiting for his dad to come pick him up. This whole journey is about me not wanting to feel like a loser anymore. Me striving to like myself again, bro. Me striving to really just like myself again. And this just knocked me back. And I don't know if it's because I'm a guy, but it really feels like people don't ever care how I feel. Like, she knows my journey. She watches my videos. She knows what I'm going through. And she still decided to just disregard my feelings.
With the brand new look and far more viewers, Will began to show us a different side of himself. A far more romantic version, with him starting to estrange himself from his family members, and his newfound attention on TikTok. Will most definitely began using this to his advantage. What started as simple rizzing streams and videos that really went nowhere, Will started using a little bit more of his popularity to get interviews with girls, and things completely changed. If he saw somebody he found attractive, he would immediately start trying to score a date with them, almost always unsuccessfully, which led to a lot of embarrassing moments, which I can only imagine did nothing to help him mentally. His entire life he's been rejected, and now his father figure is slowly cutting ties with him, and for content's sake only, Will is now subjecting himself to public humiliation. And he can try and pretend all he wants to, that this is absolutely fine, and he's doing it for the laughs. But we know that deep down, Will was hoping to secure a date with these girls, not realizing we're just playing along for the camera. And when the rizzing videos just flat out didn't work anymore, he didn't stop trying. He just began receiving messages of women interested in him, and that could never go wrong. I just don't think this was the most productive thing he could have been doing. Not only are online relationships extremely rare to make work in the first place, but this was also the time Will was getting a lot more attention, including a lot of hate. So he was really setting himself up for people to play with this fragile emotion. And I believe because of these videos and the tension already between him and his brother led to one of his most self-destructive moments in his personal life.
I run my family's vacation. No. If you saw my last post, you don't have a very complicated relationship with my family. And I have to be honest, I do play a part in that. I was coming into the house during our family vacation so defensive that when my uncle spoke to my cameraman in a disrespectful manner, I kind of went crazy.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Santiago, don't talk to him like that.
I can talk to him however I like, sir.
Listen, my homie, bro, I'm telling you, don't talk to him like that.
I asked him who he is and what he's doing here.
You say it in a polite manner.
He's a man who entered our home and isn't a member of
that I invited. Yes.
That's really not the point of what's happening here, though. If you may.
The point is, you're gonna watch how you talk to me. That's the point.
Watch how you talk to me.
Get the opinion. Don't point in my face.
I can do whatever I like, sir.
Don't point in my face. Don't point in my face, bro. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you, guys.
It's very interesting. Very interesting that the first thing you're not saying to me is an apology.
No. Is that clear? I think that's a lot. Hey, do not put your hands on me, bro. Do not put your hands on me, bro. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. Do not put your hands on me.
Wait, I just like to...
Do not... No. I'm saying, don't put your hands on me. Not put...
The first thing you're not saying to me is an apology.
No. Is that clear? I think that's a lot. Hey, do not put your hands on me, gang. Do not put your hands on me, bro. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. Do not put your hands on me.
Wait, I just like to...
Do not... No. I'm saying, don't put your hands on me. Now, we eventually made up.
I'll stay if you stay.
I'll stay if you stay.
Okay.
Okay.
And if we both stay calm.
And if you stay calm.
Okay.
We're the same type of crazy.
We are. That's why I always like you.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Why was it a tire?
Problem is, homie, bro, I'm telling you, don't talk to him like that.
I asked him who he is and what he's doing here.
You say it in a polite manner.
He's a man who entered our home and isn't a member of
that I invited.
I met him,
Yes.
That's really not the point of what's happening here, though. If you may.
The point is, you're gonna watch how you talk to him. That's the point.
You're gonna watch how you talk to me.
Get the opinion. Don't point in my face.
I can do whatever I like.
Don't point in my face. Don't point in my face, bro. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you, guys.
It's very interesting. Very interesting that the first thing you're not saying to me is an apology.
No. Is that clear? I think that's a lot. Hey, do not put your hands on me, gang. Do not put your hands on me, bro. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. Do not put your hands on me.
Wait, I just like...
Do not... No. I'm saying, don't put your hands on me. Now, we eventually made up.
I'll stay if you stay.
I'll stay if you stay.
Okay.
Okay.
And if we both stay calm.
And if you stay calm.
Okay.
We're the same type of crazy.
We are. That's why I always like you.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Problem is, before I saw the video, I would have sworn I was completely in the right.
But watching it back, I just came in way too aggressive, way too ready to fight, and I wasn't really defending myself. This time, I was the perpetrator. So I gotta realize that I'm not the scared little kid anymore, you know what I mean?
Go home, man.
But I have to make sure I don't then become the abuser. I'm really sorry, I'm a little embarrassed. I didn't want to post this clip, but I always want to be transparent with you guys and show you my personal journey and let you know that I'm trying hard, and sometimes you make mistakes. All right, so I'm about to go get a wheelchair, right? This is the secret to the airport, especially as a fat person. Most people are too embarrassed to get a wheelchair, but I take my shirt off on the internet. I have no shame. The wheelchair is the secret because, one, you don't have to walk a whole bunch of miles. Two, you get to skip the lines, right? Skipping the lines is the key to the airport. Three, you get to board the flight first. This is the secret weapon of the airport. Let's go watch. Always want to make friends with your wheelchair guy. What's your name, man? Anthony? Hi, I'm Will. What do I do with my bags? One of the things I love about the airport is it's the great equalizer, all right? It doesn't matter where you're from in the universe. When you come to the airport, everybody's the same. And then we see who the real winners are. So my boarding pass isn't scanning right now. This is why you have to get to the airport early, in case they mess you up. We made it through TSA. Technically, we were not allowed to report TSA because of an event that happened 20 plus years ago. I'm not gonna get into it, all right? But now we're on the other side. The hard part is over. It's time to go to our gate. Let's do it. Take them to the moon. So here we are in front of the sea of people. But because we came in a wheelchair, we will be the first ones to board. It's about playing the system. That's us.
The moment with Will's family reminds me of so many intervention episodes where the addict freaks out on a family member for no other reason than their own pent-up frustrations. Will has always kept a chip on his shoulder from not feeling good enough or thinking people were looking down on him, and now that he was finally able to walk into a family gathering with some pride because of his TikTok, he immediately let his true self take over and begin to act tough for no reason. If you ask me, I think it's a reasonable question to ask a stranger who you've never met with the camera in your house who they are, and an easily reasonable conversation could take place. But Will truly wanted to try and assert dominance and show his family he's no longer the powerless Will they knew. But he told on himself right away with that reaction. He's confrontational and insecure. Nobody is going to leave that family meeting thinking Will has finally stood up for himself. They'll think his ego is out of control and his self-destructive nature has taken over, and above all else, they'll probably never really want to see much of him again. This, in my opinion, was part of what his brother described about Will and his antics earlier on, and now I can only imagine, because after this, we never really see his brother again on his TikTok, that this severed the ties to the man he called his father figure, because Will embarrassed him in front of the rest of the family, and I'd imagine the family members closest to Will feel the same way as his brother. They're just once again coddling him if they don't mention it. You can always see a good guy in Will, and I hope he changes for the best, but it's moments like this in the airport where it becomes hard to argue with the people who don't like Will and his self-centered nature. He's literally taking advantage of his problems when someone else could have needed that wheelchair service, and it's especially ridiculous when Will is able to work out for long periods of time, he has a job, and it's not like he isn't self-admitting to taking advantage of the wheelchair service itself, all while treating his quote-unquote wheelchair guy like a plaything and making a mockery of his existence. I think the only saving grace at this time was he was trying to self-reflect, but even then, I don't think he was seeing the right things.
Hi, my name is Will, and I'm an incel. Well, actually, I'm not an incel, not anymore at least, but I used to be. It all started back in around 2018 when I first went to college. I had a complete mental breakdown. I was depressed out of my mind. When I get depressed, I stop cleaning myself, right? I stopped showering, I stopped washing my clothes, and I smelt horrendous. Me smelling like that actually got me ostracized because people just didn't want to be around me. That really hurt my self-confidence and made my social anxiety go through the roof. My depression and social anxiety got so bad that I ended up leaving school. Once I left school, I started getting a little better. I started getting back to myself, but I still didn't recover. So the next year when I went to a different school, my confidence was just completely shot, especially when it came to women. My interactions were awkward, uncomfortable. I just didn't know how to talk to people anymore. So what did I do? I isolated. I almost never left my room. Time moves on. I ended up dropping out of school again. And this time, I'm on my own, living life. Once I started working at home, that's when things got really bad because I had no reason to leave the house. I gained hundreds of pounds. I let my hair grow out crazy. I was in a dark place. I slowly but surely started working on not being an incel. And now, I'm not anymore, bro. I'm doing it to the fullest. I'm living out my dreams by being a full-time content creator, talking to you guys. And that's why I want to give you the raw truth. That's why I wanted to make this post, to let you know it's possible, bro. Just because you're stuck in a bad situation doesn't mean you have to stay there. I'm still over 500 pounds. I still have hundreds of pounds I have to lose. I still am not socially where I need to be yet, but I'm trying to get better every day. And that's all you have to do is just try to get better, and it will happen. God will come in. It will work, bro. I promise you. I was fat, but now I'm fatter. Hi, my name is Will. At my heaviest weight, I was over 600 pounds. I've lost over 100 pounds, but over the last 1 or 2 months, my weight has stagnated. And going into July, I actually weigh more than I did going into June. People often ask me how I lost the first 100 pounds. Honestly, it wasn't that hard. My diet back then was so bad, I was drinking 6 liters of soda, eating family-sized fried chicken meals, and as soon as I cut that out, the weight just started to drop. Now that that's no longer an option, and I've cut those things out, my weight's kind of started to stagnate. I gain a little bit, I lose some, I gain a little bit, and I've looked for every excuse to why this is happening. I've not been disciplined. It was coming to me easy at first, and I wasn't taking it serious enough. And now it's hard. Losing weight is now harder than ever before for me. And usually in my life, when it gets hard like this is when I quit. I quit every sports team I was ever on as a kid. I quit college. I quit relationships. I quit everything when it gets hard. I'm not quitting this time. I'm hiring a dietitian and a trainer to help me focus, to help me lock in, and help me go harder. So I'm not gonna lie. Your tattoos and height intimidate me, which makes me feel like I'm gonna work harder.
You are?
Yes. So, this is already a good start.
I'm glad you got that already situated.
This is already a good start.
All right.
Okay. What do you guys offer?
All right. First of all, what do you really want? Before I offer, I need to know what you want. I need to know what you want. I need to know what you're doing. I need to know everything about as much as I can about eating habits. What do you want and where you want to go?
Okay. Right. Eating habits, not great, not bad, not great, just not consistent. Working out, same situation. Not good, not bad, just not consistent.
This is what I like to call the dark times of Will. We are probably seeing him at his lowest. He's lost just about everything. His motivation, his support figures, and his confidence. And right around this time, it's starting to become prevalent from his weight that he began to binge eat once again. And when he's making these videos explaining his past in school and the dark road that led him down that path, I think we're actually getting a good look at what Will would be doing if he didn't have a social media to fall back on. It's gotta be torturous to have to live a lie to your audience. It's the one thing he can't lose. He's just thrown everything away for it, but at the same time, he can't let the internet know he's not only struggling with his journey, but he's basically given up on it. And keep in mind, also around this time, the Power Mills had began to dominate his content. He's uploading basically no working out videos, no motivation videos, just a lot of reflecting and Power Mills. But soon, he had to relent. It was too obvious the lack of workout videos he was making, so he decided to call a trainer and get some help. But once again, in true Will fashion, he puts content over everything, even his own health. So he turns this into just another content idea instead of actually taking it serious.
Food addiction is very real. I just cried over fried chicken. Hi, my name is Will. At my heaviest weight, I was around 630, 640 pounds. I've lost over 100 pounds and I continue to lose. But my weight loss is getting harder due to my food addiction. Losing the first 100 wasn't as hard just because I was in such a dire health position that was all my focus was on. As time went on, I lost over 100 pounds and my health started to get better. I started to get the right medications, get everything in order, and I started feeling better. But that's really when my food addiction started to take hold again. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I wake up thinking about food. I go to sleep thinking about food. Throughout the day, I think about food. Most of my money goes towards food. Even though I'm losing weight, it's so slow because of my food addiction. But I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it with all my might. It's just so hard. sometimes I'll have stuff to do. Like I'll have a whole day of content to shoot. But the food addiction just keeps calling me and calling me and calling me. And then I gorge food. And then I go into a food coma and I can't move, so I can't shoot the content. So then I make myself throw up. So then I can go and shoot the content so I can make money. So I can then go buy more food. So I can then try to lose the weight from the food. I'm going crazy, bro. I'm going crazy. I don't know what to do. I tried to go to Overeaters Anonymous. It was a bunch of 6-year-old white women, bro. I just wasn't comfortable. I'm sorry. I'm just going through a lot right now, and I really don't know what to do. People constantly ask me if I'm eating my power meals. Bro, I don't gotta eat the power meals, bro. I don't gotta turn on the camera to buy the food. I really be deleting DoorDash from my app and then downloading it back and then deleting it and downloading it back 10 times in a night, bro. I'm really fighting for my life right now, and I'm scared. I'm scared because I'm doing everything. I'm in the gym with Coach B. We're going live. We're going crazy in there. I'm shooting content with Santiago. I call him, and he's like, hey, bro, he believes in me. I feel like there's nobody I can talk to. I can't talk to my girl about it. I don't want her to see me as weak. I'm scared.
The last segment we just watched, I think, was some of the realest Will has ever been with us. The lies were off the table. I'll always say, getting away from food addiction has to be one of the hardest things to do. Not only do you have to eat every day, but in the modern world, you're surrounded by the temptation. If you're addicted to hard substances, move away to an area without it. Easier said than done, but it's a solution. Delete your supplier from your phone, leave your old friends alone, simple rules. But there's no regulations or rules about DoorDash or road signs, all advertising fast food. Drinkers and smokers, they have it a little bit rough because everybody has to go into a gas station every now and then, but it's far worse with people who are addicted to food. I couldn't imagine sitting up at night fighting off the idea to DoorDash because it's so readily available. It's truly an awful addiction. And when it comes to Will, he really told us without telling us just now that yes, he is overeating fast food and he isn't taking his diet serious anymore. This was truly a scream for help. But what's wild is the help was right in his face. He even mentioned them in his trainers and his family, but he can only view that as content as well. There's always a part of Will that's trying to break free from this cycle, but a far bigger and more powerful version of himself's always dragging him back in, like his own twisted version of hell. And his biggest crime to get there was being young and lonely, until it finally molded him into the version we see today. A good guy subdued by his own selfishness, ego, and addiction.
I was Santa Claus to a lot of women this year. I was looking back at my financials for the year, and as I went through it, I saw how much money I spent on women. I went crazy. I spent money on food, hair, nails, plane tickets, rent. I even almost bought somebody a car. And the lesson that I learned from all of this is that I'm not spending Christmas with any of them. Most of them aren't even getting a Merry Christmas text from me. And I'm not blaming any of these women for any of it, right? I freely gave my money away. But I realized I was trying to buy their love. Patrick Dempsey's been told me, you can't buy love. I mean, most of these women I spent money on didn't even love me. A lot of them didn't even like me, bro. But this was the greatest lesson I could have learned. I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on people who could care less about me. What does that say about me, bro? I like myself a lot, but I gotta learn how to love myself. I'm spending this Christmas with my mom, shout out to my mom, with Tam Tam, shout out to Tam Tam, with my cousins, with my family, and that's really where I wanna be. I only wanna be around people who really love me, bro. Doing this power meal kind of makes me sad because I don't know where anybody is, bro. Like, I don't really have any childhood friends, right? I had people I was cool with, people I rocked with. Once I went to college, bro, I really stopped talking to everybody in high school. I have no idea what they're doing. I don't even really follow these people on social media. What's your name again, bro? Nick? I'm having a deep moment right now, reminiscing about my life, my decisions. So, yeah. Nick interrupted me while I was pontificating, but it's fine. He's a good guy. Let me know if this is a bar. I never expected to like checkers because my whole life I've been playing chess. This is what I used to eat, guys. And looking at it here up close and personal, this ain't nothing but grease, gang. The fries, the chicken tenders, the wings, this is a whole bunch of artery clogging. Nothing, bro. Nothing, bro. I spent the last week making videos that were completely pandering to you guys. I made workout videos, diet videos, motivational speech videos. And as I watched them back, I realized the one thing I learned this year is I have to be myself. Because when I'm truly me and I'm only living for me and not other people, that's when I like myself the most. So I'm taking a risk. Going into 2026, I'm only making the content I want to make. I'm only making the type of videos I want to make. That might be power meals, vlogs, talking to women, whatever. I'm going to be me. My weight doesn't define me, and I'm not going to allow it to define my content either. I appreciate you guys. I keep gaining weight, and I don't know how to stop. I stepped on the scale for the first time in about a month, and I'm 560 pounds. That's the most that I've weighed in more than a year. And seeing that number really had me frazzled. It really shook me up. I felt my body changing. I feel myself gaining weight, moving a little slower, feeling a little heavier, but I never would have thought I was 560. I get so much backlash in the comments that when everyone